Hey guys, welcome to DrawKings. I'm Pat.
And I'm Evan.
And today's episode is American Crisis.
So today we're both going to be covering a solution to a crisis that's going on right now in America here at home.
Oh yeah, a big deal. Big deals.
Big
Huge
things,
deals.
guys. Big things.
Well, I guess according to us. We each pick our own crisis, and we're going to solve that shit today.
You know, we're going to probably have a personal one. So yeah, these things are big, but I don't know.
Well, they're not. They're not. I was sort of joking. They could be considered pet peeves, but most of my pet peeves I consider crises anyway.
That's good. That's good. I love how self-centered we are.
Yes,
it's very. Great. Mine's very self-centered.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so I don't know how many of you all out there ride the bus at all. I do, unfortunately, from time to time because my car blew up. And so, unfortunately, I have great experience with my crisis.
So public transportation.
No, well, public transportation is a habitat in which this crisis emerges.
A setting.
A setting, yes, and like buses too. No, I said buses. Sorry.
Yeah, so buses, trains.
Yeah, all of that malarkey. Okay.
All right.
So you ever get on a bus, right? And you're sitting down, and it's like it's totally freaking empty, right?
Just you.
Just me and a few other people. But the point is there are a ton of seats, right?
Yeah. And
then some guy or girl, woman, who is overly friendly but a total stranger decides to sit right next to you.
Right? Of all the seats.
Of all the seats. They sit right next to you. And they don't talk to you, or maybe they do. Just overly friendly strangers that have no concept of personal space. And like maybe it's a full bus and they sit next to you because they have to. But then the bus clears and they don't leave. They don't get out of your seat.
Well, so obviously you've been fired up about this.
Right.
This is a hot issue.
So I have figured out a solution to this terrible, terrible catastrophe.
Oh, man.
Okay? And it's kind of an apparel line.
Okay, cool. So it's clothing?
Well, not it's sort of half and half, okay? It is encased in apparel.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So a gun.
I mean, that would solve the problem, I think. But
it opened up a lot.
Yeah,
more
it may create a few more problems than are really worth it. So
see, it's so funny because when I'm on a bus, I almost would be happy if someone said hi to me because there's always like I used to ride public transportation all the time. Wow.
Yeah, that's really loud.
That's really loud.
That's really loud.
That was. I guess I said something really important.
Off-putting.
You got in there really quick. Off-putting. So yeah, you know, when I'm on a bus or a subway, if someone approached me and was like, "Hey, what's up?" which they have before.
I like that.
I'm pretty happy, but I think I'm getting what you're getting at. Where there's this person that you sort of are in that mode where you're giving them that look that's like, I'm just in my own little headspace right now. I'm focusing on the meeting I've got to go to or the friend's place I'm going to. I don't really want to talk to you right now.
Look, I love social interaction. I enjoy talking to strangers. I mean, I live in awkward situations. Not that social interaction is awkward. My point is that I enjoy those awkward situations that other people may not. But I don't necessarily consider this to be one of those situations. I like an opportunity to sit across the aisle from someone and chit-chat away and have a good time. Ask them about their family, whatever. Okay?
Yeah.
But this is a situation where some really weird random person decides that they're just going to sit next to you and like look straight, like nothing's going on. And you're like looking around the bus like, what the fuck? Like holding out your arms like, hello, do you not see that there's a million other options for you here?
And they sit right next to you.
They sit right next to you.
I think that's the worst on a subway when there's those like little, like the little bowl seats on the New York City subways. And you're sitting in one, and there's that whole strip, and that person just kind of walks in, looks over, and then just sits right next to you. And you're thinking, these are small seats. These aren't big seats. These are small seats.
Oh, yeah.
And totally you're choosing to smush next to me. It'd be different if they sat across from you.
Some people just like that. Some people are really just into just the weird, uncomfortable, in-your-face thing. Maybe they just really enjoy the feeling of, like, making someone feel totally, like, uncomfortable.
Maybe they do. Maybe they're like the world's biggest troll. Maybe they're trolling you. You know, they're thinking like, "Oh, this guy thinks I'm a total loser, a dweeb. I'm gonna go up to him and sit next to him just to make him feel weird."
Yeah, you know what? Actually, that
Maybe they're just trolls. Yeah.
yeah, that's actually a pretty good point you got there, buddy.
Maybe they got us.
They got us.
They got us, man.
They fucking got us. So anyway, how do you solve this problem? I know how.
Well, I mean, you're drawing it right now. I mean, right now it's apparel. I see a T-shirt and a dude.
Yeah, this
here.
is just the dude. This
Okay.
is just the dude that is wearing the apparel. Okay. I have not yet explained what the apparel is. Hold on, I have to increase the size.
Well, it's American apparel, which means it's an American solution.
It is from America. If actually, I don't know. Maybe I will outsource this to China or something like that. Those bastards are really good at
manufacturing
shit like this.
Oh yeah, totally good.
For shizzle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, here's my idea. Okay, you don't want someone to sit next to you. You need a deterrent. Okay. You know, and a lot of people think. You know, maybe if I have like a I Love Jesus T-shirt or something like that.
A lot of people are going to sit next to you then.
Well,
that guy's going to sit next to you if you have that shirt on.
I mean, and then there are those people that are just like anytime someone approaches, they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And it's an act. It's for the purpose solely of really freaking them out so that they do not come.
I think that's a good solution.
That is a good solution.
That's a good solution, a temporary one.
Yeah.
They can't work for everyone.
Right, exactly.
There's certain guys and certain girls out there, the real creepy ones, who you really have to make an effort to say, please can you step away from me? And actually you have to trick them into thinking you're the weird one.
Exactly. Okay. And honestly, I've started smoking a whatchamacallit, a vape.
Oh,
right?
Nice, man.
And I mean, it's been for quite some time now, and I stopped smoking cigarettes. And,
good for you, man.
Yeah, I'm really happy about it. And one of the cool things that I've learned is that when you're on the bus, if you pull out the vape while it's time for boarding, people see you smoking it, and they don't want to sit next to someone who's going to be smoking something.
Really?
Yeah,
I never even thought about that.
And I don't smoke on the bus. See, that's the thing. I pull it out while they're standing there so that they know, don't fuck with this guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it works sometimes. But again, my solution is a far cry from that kind of normal.
Yours is going to probably be a little bit more drastic, a little bit more permanent.
Right, exactly. It's a horrifying solution. So mine is a push button. Obviously, you can see the straps here.
Yeah, it's a backpack.
It's a backpack, right? And on the shoulder or the strap of this backpack, there will be a button, okay? And this is only for emergencies. Actually, I guess it can get you out of quite a number of trying situations. But enough with the
it could be an excuse too. It could be not just scaring people off. It could be an excuse that you couldn't show up somewhere. I'm imagining that too.
Well, this is a horrifying deterrent for someone. It isn't like an excuse or anything like that. Okay. Inside, encased in this backpack, I call it the Siamese bag.
The Siamese bag?
Yeah, the Siamese bag. It is a blow-up, fake Siamese twin.
Wait, so it looks like you get a growth coming out of your body?
So it pops out, and it starts, like, breathing.
This must be like a really advanced... is it like an animatronic?
No, it's like a blow-up doll, but because the thing kind of looks like a weird fetus anyway. It doesn't need to look all that realistic. It just needs to be a little juicy,
a little gross.
Yeah, just a little gross.
So it has probably like a lubricant on it.
Right, exactly. And there's some noise settings in the backpack so that you can make all the weird sort of fetus sounds and shit. But anytime you see someone approaching, right, you press the button and out pops this
freak,
this weird fetus-like Siamese twin.
I mean, the pop-out action alone could probably scare them because it's probably a pretty noisy apparatus, right?
Or
does it like leak out of you?
In an ideal world, you don't really want them to see the pop-out. Because if you have an actual Siamese twin, it's not going to be popping out of your freaking backpack.
No, you could actually put like a cloak over one side of your body to be like, what's up with this guy? And when they come over, you let you pet the cloak and take it off, and there's this
Well,
dribbling mess.
yeah, I
underneath
guess,
it.
but the idea is that this thing is alive. You don't want this, if you have a real Siamese twin, you're not going to suffocate it.
No. I mean, maybe he wants to go to bed. Maybe
But-
maybe he was working on something late and you weren't. Maybe you took a nap. Taking a nap. Well, he does stuff over the phone. All of his work is done at home because he's attached to you.
Well, I think the point is that the second you see that someone is going to be sitting next to you, you press this button and out pops this really weird drooling like Siamese baby thing that will more or less occupy the seat next to you. Now, it's not sitting in the seat, but I think you'll find that even the I want to get to know you weirdo like strangers, they're not really going to want to sit next to this decrepit looking Siamese thing that's coming out of your bag. They're going to be deterred, freaked out.
Also, even if they're the most accepting person, that means you have to get to know two people.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, that's like double teaming. Oh man, can I handle this amount of introduction? Can I introduce myself to two people?
What if he makes me pet it?
What happens if the little guy coming out of him is more successful?
Yeah, like what if he talks for the bigger guy?
It's a Master Blaster situation.
I don't know if I can handle that, guys.
I always love those setups in cartoons. There's in Venture Bros. They have that. They have like a really smart Southern lawyer growing out of an inbred simpleton.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah.
Oh man! Oh, this guy's whacked out.
Oh yeah, he's fucked up.
I like this. No, what company makes this? Is this Patco? Is this a Patco production?
Yeah, well, like I said, I might outsource to China or something like that. I mean, because you
can't cheaply make these though.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, once people start seeing the application, I mean, because it starts out as like a bus deterrent, right? But then, they start thinking like, what else could we use this shit?
Well, that's what I was saying. You're late to work. They're like, why are you late to work? And you go in the bathroom and you're like, oh, my little brother here, he's all messed up and needs someone to take care of him, and I had to stay in the house late, and I had to bring him to work,
Yeah, but
and they're like,
sure
I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure that the place that you work knows that you don't have a Siamese. It's not like you went to the job interview with a freaking Siamese twin, unless you think that that'll help you get the job.
I mean, I think you went there because it'll make you seem a little bit more sympathetic, and then they're gonna be like, this guy's got a lot of skills, and he's got a guy attached to him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But
you will not have to worry about harassment from this guy.
But that's kind of like a risk. I mean, you have no real way of knowing.
He's got the little cool chicken arm going on.
Yeah, I mean,
Cool
he's not like a fully formed individual, so he's got these, and thus easier to draw.
He's 10 times a man than I am.
Why do you say that, man?
Dude, why are you saying stuff like that?
Don't put yourself down.
You should get one of these little guys.
Yeah, I mean, they at the very least, they make you feel much better.
I mean, you're not alone.
Yeah.
You always have someone with you. You say you're on the bus and no one shows up, and you're like, damn, wasted my money. No one's showing up to bother me. At least you got a little friend you can carry with you.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, you're not going to wear this thing all the time. That's the great part about the backpack.
Okay.
Is that it just pops out whenever you freaking need, the deterrent.
A little assistant here.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
It works. I mean, believe me. I mean, let me ask you, if you were on a bus and you particularly enjoyed sitting next to people and really ruining their freaking day, would you approach someone who had a very strange, or would you more likely approach them?
But that's the part that makes me the weirdo, because I'd probably ask them. I'd probably be like, hey, what's going on? So,
are you okay?
Who's your buddy right there?
What's this weird thing coming out?
Yeah, I would be I don't know, maybe I'd be a little bit more forthcoming. Maybe it'd be like, oh man, this is a challenge presented to me to get to know somebody. I'm you know what I mean? Like I'm so self-challenging. I would have to figure out a way to make this like a challenge. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go talk to that person so they can brag about it later on to my friends. Yeah, I talked to this guy, but with another guy growing out of him.
Yeah, I talked to this weird like Siamese thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. It's great drinking stories, and
So-
then people are like, "Oh wow, you did that. It means you're such a good guy."
Well, I think actually one of the reasons why
Kinda
this
messed
is
up.
so effective is because if it doesn't work, right, If the guy sits down, all you have to do is suck it back into your bag.
And that alone will distract him.
Freak him. No, I'm saying that'll freak him out so much that there's no way he's going to stay after that.
Also, he's going to probably be thinking for the rest of the time, should I stay quiet? Is this guy a dangerous guy?
Yeah, did he just, like, kill something? Like, I mean...
Or am I crazy?
Or just, like, keep popping it in and out. And so the guy freaks out more.
Another way to do it is, you could just be, this is like a great tactic. You're the crazy one. So, like, if someone sits next to you and you can tell that they're thinking about something to say, beat them to the punch. Just be like, excuse me, what did you say?
Yeah.
And they never said anything. And then they'll go, oh, sorry, I never said anything. And then you turn away and don't even respond to what they said.
But, I mean, there are time-honored sort of, like, freak people out methods that work. And I think this is more for the person that doesn't want to have to waste their time
And their energy
really appalling people with their character. See, the good thing about this is that you have the moral high ground. They don't sit down, they're the douchebag, not you.
Exactly, because you got this growth guy coming out.
Right.
Who are they to tell you that they should be able to sit down on this guy's seat?
Right.
No, he can't touch the seat. But who are they to say that you can't?
Exactly.
I think it's a foolproof plan.
Yeah.
Morally too.
It really is, because if people sit down and you don't want them there and you start acting like a douchebag to get them to go away, honestly, you're the douchebag. You're the dick. And they know that, and everyone knows that. But
wow, it's a win-win.
Right, exactly.
This is great for holiday traveling, so it's kind of even relevant to our theme for not just for America, but for the holidays. This is great for holiday traveling. That movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles from the 80s?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That whole movie could have been avoided if Steve Martin had this guy grown out of him. If Steve Martin had this guy grown out of him, John Candy would have never come up to him.
Yeah, definitely.
He'd been like, whoa. Or maybe he would have tried to eat him, I don't know.
I'm not
because John Candy would probably eat him, yeah.
All right. So should I spend my time coloring?
I mean, yeah, Pat's actually done a really awesome job nailing this drawing pretty quickly. So let's give him the extra time to fill in whatever he wants.
The funny thing is, you can tell that the style of this character is slightly different than my style has been in the past.
I've noticed that.
It's a little more chic, sleek.
Yeah, I like it. It's actually kind of where cartoons are going right now, like on Nickelodeon. If you look at the art direction, the designs are lots sleeker.
Yeah.
They almost look like designed products.
Yeah, and I kind of dig it, and it makes it easier to draw too.
Yeah.
And I spend well, I guess that's my time.
Oh man. Well, all right. Well, you got 2 eyebrows in and you got a mouth in. Kind of like a top in that way. Yeah, you could color the eyebrows in there.
This eyebrow and you got your little glove on.
Yeah, I got my glove on already. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Pat's creepy draw glove that works really well.
Why is it creepy?
Well, it's a 2-fingered glove. I mean, only perverts and like evil commanders in movies wear this. That is because like, why does he wear the glove? And then he takes it off. He's got like a cybernetic pinky.
Alrighty, Rudy.
All right, sweet deal. All right, let me do this. Slip in here.
I kind of dig this.
Oh!
That
Shock!
was shocking.
I'm like full of electricity right now. Just shocked Pat. I could have killed him.
Yeah, I mean, I almost died. I felt my heart skip a beat there.
We should have a DrawKings episode about that.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah, about how Pat almost lost his life to my shock.
We should do like a slow motion painting thing. Like it's a sped up painting, but then we have like all this music in the background, and the painting is just like the shock, the moment of being shocked.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's very heartfelt and kind of sad, and there's like a woman randomly in the background that's like running toward me.
So no, Pat, don't. Yeah, as I start drawing, I'm gonna actually just point out Pat did his like first animation this week, and it was awesome, and he did a voiceover.
Thanks.
So I just want to congratulate Pat on that because that must have taken a ton of time.
It took a day. I showed you the character that I drew up quickly, but it took about a day to do that. I had to get all the mic and everything set up, which we, by the way, could have used for this episode. But as it turns out, the little webcam thing that we're using for the microphone is actually much louder. It's working much better than my condenser mic. So
okay,
yeah, I decided to just stick with that.
Honestly, stick with what works. Don't don't fix it if it isn't broken.
Don't reinvent the wheel because it's a sexy wheel.
Dude, wheels are sexy.
Well, our wheel. See, we're the wheel in this.
Oh, dude, we're the wheel. We're not cogs though. Cogs are the gears that feed the machine.
Right.
We're against that. We roll over.
We've surpassed the cogs. I mean, we're the fucking whole shebang.
we don't give in to the man. We're above that.
Yeah, man. We're
Neo and Morpheus. We're Neo and Morpheus.
Yeah,
we don't follow everybody else. We're not plugged in.
Yeah, we could unplug the man actually.
If we wanted to, but it takes a lot of work.
I mean, if it pissed us off enough, people are like, oh, that government's really messing with us. So the man, Jesus, we just be like, oh, let's unplug.
Let's unplug it. Yeah,
exactly. I don't want to deal with this. Let's start from scratch. Fuck it.
Yeah, caveman style. Go back to the prehistoric ages.
Oh, see, I just think that these are so well timed.
They are really well timed.
It's just like that's the 2-minute one, I think.
All right, cool. All right.
So you got the full 15 now. So what are you doing over here?
All right, so. Right now, I was thinking about a solution to a problem, and I'm like, I always come up with solutions. I have to choose one.
You're the man with the plan. You solve it all.
I solve it all. My job is to be a problem solver.
Oh my God.
So now I'm thinking, how do I come up with a unique solution? So lately, I've been out and about on top of my busy schedule trying to Christmas shop. Okay. And I've been teaming up with family members, going out with this family member, shopping for the other one. And then I realized this is a lot of work. And then one of my clients said, well, why don't you shop online? Mm-hmm. Well, I have a t-shirt business online. So I said, oh, I should probably do that. But I'm also like, sometimes it's good, but other times you feel like it's lacking some soul. You need to go out and suddenly find gifts. You don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You have to window shop.
Yeah.
So I bought a couple gifts online, but then I was thinking, do I have to really run out to the mall right now?
So there was a virtual mall.
I wish I could have someone do the shopping for me without with having just enough human ability to make that right choice, but not enough free will to kind of go against what I'm telling you.
Are they going to be an avatar that has like a camera and they're walking around and you're watching them?
That's a lot of technology, but kind of like that, except I'm going to hire a kid.
Oh, okay.
So for all the lazy Christmas shoppers out there...
So you're going to risk it, though? I mean, like, you're going to give all the money to a kid to...
Okay, well, this is like...
bring back the presents?
All right, well, following the same model of almost every Christmas Carol story out there, there's always a Tiny Tim involved. Okay. And there's that kind of character.
You're going to hire a crippled kid, basically.
I'm basically going to hire a Tiny Tim.
I mean, civil rights aside, that's a great idea.
Oh, yeah, aside from all the complications that we'll not cover in this conversation at all.
We already got one call from PETA, but they don't give a shit about little crippled kids.
So. No, they don't care about kids.
They don't care about them.
They don't care about kids.
Where it was like a little crippled wolf kid, it might be.
This boy is a werewolf, I swear. He's a wolf, man. He's a lichen.
He's a lichen. Wait, is that something that has been around, that word, or did they make it up in the movie?
They did not make it up in Underworld. I'm a huge Underworld fan.
Yeah, I like it too.
I'm
liking it.
Let's high five that one. All right, so no, actually, I look it up. The disease of being a werewolf is called I think it's called lycanthropy. Oh, and it's actually like it means something about wolves. And apparently, this was all invented because the modern werewolf is actually based upon some pretty crazy stuff that happened in the Middle Ages. I was reading an article about past murderers in history, and apparently in Germany during the 1400s, there was a guy who fancied himself a werewolf. And he ate 14 people.
Whenever they do the History Channel going back in time and studying the appearances of werewolves, they had this one instance where it was like a king sanctioned the search, and it was a small town. It was all these little girls or something that were getting beheaded and eaten and all that stuff. And I think they found the culprit, and it looked kind of like a werewolf, but it was really a woolly hyena.
Oh, it was a dog that was doing it.
It was a woolly hyena, I think,
or maybe a surviving of a prehistoric breed of hyena.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, they took the specimen back to the church. The church is the one that sanctioned it, and they have basically the church has this whole archive of old species. And what they said is that the actual specimen itself. Actually, at the end of the episode, they did somehow find a woolly hyena that they said was it. But they think that the original bones were used to, make other animals.
Okay.
So they chopped it up, whatever the animal was in this werewolf. They chopped up the bits and made it into, chimps and whatever else, stuffed animals. But I mean, it's a cool story.
It does make a pretty cool story. I mean, I was reading a really awesome set of murder mysteries, like unsolved mysteries type thing, but they weren't trying to exaggerate like a lot of these shows do. It was just simply putting the facts out there. But yeah, this guy fancied himself a werewolf and was just a crazy person, and he like ate all these people, and then I was like, oh wow. So what did they do with him? So they found him and they killed him and all his family members, because obviously they were guilty too, being related to him. Medieval justice.
I mean, yeah, that's how it is back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
They killed anyone that, questioned anything.
Well, also like it's also part of etiquette too. There was like a death etiquette was part of culture in ancient Japan. If you were found guilty of treason, they would kill your entire family, and that was just acceptable.
That was like eye for an eye sort of thing. Treason is such a big deal that they'll...
Oh, treason was such a huge deal. It was like, so your nephew was a traitor, so everybody in your family's got to get killed now.
Did you see 47 Ronin?
No, I refuse to.
It's not a bad movie, but the reason I bring it up is because at the end of the movie, basically, they go on this entire crazy quest where they reclaim the princess, who's the daughter of the king at the time. But in the beginning of the movie, the king told them that they couldn't do it. And they basically disobeyed him, went, and they won an amazing victory. They killed the king's adversary, who's had this giant army that's now totally...
destroyed. And
it's not destroyed. It's now allied with this king. Basically, whoever kills the king, the army...
follows.
Right. He kneels down at their feet. And so these 47 samurai come back to their king after just having won the best victory ever, and they all are put to death because they disobeyed the king.
Dude, it's all about laws and codes.
Yeah.
It's all about laws and codes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Times were tough.
And
there weren't even like 9 billion people or 7 billion people like there are today. It's not like they had an overpopulation problem and they needed to kill off every motherfucker.
No, they didn't. But, you didn't have a lot of in-between people. I'm a huge history nerd. Yeah, but before I get into that, this is the guy who's too lazy to go Christmas shopping.
Oh, so it's not you, because he's kind of
he's not Asian. He's he's rando. He's rando. He could be Asian, I don't know. Just drawing...
Just the eyebrows, I think, and the eyes, the squinty eyes.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess he could be. What I'm trying to say is it's irrelevant to his... purpose in this picture.
Right.
So he's sitting here, and I've been getting real lazy with my style today.
No, this is honestly my topic was the whole bus thing, right? And so initially when I was practicing, I was trying to draw, people sitting down on the bus so I could show this thing pop out on the bus, right? And it's pretty difficult to conceptualize a seated, many chairs in front and behind perspective. And you're doing a really good job of it. So,
oh, thanks. I actually was looking at all these cartoons online where these guys had drawn these really like line art kind of creepy little cartoon characters, and I'm into it.
Cool.
It's kind of simple and huge departure of what I normally do.
Cool.
So it kind of relieves me a little bit sometimes. It's like, oh, I can just pop these lines in and see what happens.
We should do some tutorials. We haven't really announced this. I did do a big news on thing on Facebook, but we're gonna do a Christmas episode next week, and then we're gonna take a 1-week hiatus. After which we're gonna come back and do basically a grand opening or a reopening with a new format.
Nice.
And this show and its format is basically going to stay the same. But what is going to happen is we're going to have a new Wednesday show, which will be it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be called Pat and Evan. And
if you guys couldn't guess, it's about Pat and me.
Yeah. Well, it's characters based on us. We see this is going to be really cool. It's going to be dialogue written. It's going to be edited. Fully TV formatted, the whole shebang. And the idea is that we are going to be brainstorming ideas for the Friday episode. But it's going to be a comedy. I think it'll be really funny, and I think you guys will enjoy it. You should go check out some of College Humor stuff because they've got some really cool stuff along the same lines. But I think we're going to be 10 times better.
Oh man, that's
10
bold.
times
10
better.
times.
The old 10 times. So is this the little
This is our Tiny Tim character.
Tiny Tim. Is he gonna have a crush?
I mean, we can give him a crush. Let's give him a crush.
Yeah, let's give him
might
a
as
crush.
well.
Let's
Might
give
as well.
Let's give him a crush. Let's give him a crush.
Yeah, I always want Charlie Day right there. Pat reminds me so much of Charlie Day. So
I've got to like find a picture because I can't visual. I can't.
Well, it depends what character he's playing. Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, specifically.
Oh, him, that little. Oh, okay.
What do you mean
high
little?
voice?
He's my height.
Right, a little munchkin.
Fighting words. The little munchkin.
I'm 6'1".
Yeah.
You're like 5'11", 5'10".
No, much shorter than
5'9",
that. Much shorter than that.
5'7".
5'7".
Okay, yeah. So you are. You're like a little munchkin.
Oh, Pat.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're adorable though.
Check that out.
Looks like a mannequin.
Geezer. Oh.
So funny. Oh, cool. We're at 30. We're at 30.
I need a little bit of time here.
No. I was saying that we're making good time.
We're making pretty good time.
Well, you've drawn this awesome dude. Now you're about to have Tiny Tim with all of his little bags, right?
Yeah, he's gonna be there with little shopping bags, trying to
Cool.
get some approval. He's gonna be like, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
See, what's ingenious about this is not necessarily the shopping for you thing, because I think they have that.
But it's for like old people when
Yeah.
they can get like I'm talking about like the average guy who really could just get his ass off the couch and go shopping, probably get some exercise, but he's not going to do it.
And moreover, he's not going to do it, but he's also going to hire someone that in no way, shape, or form should be doing it. Someone who cannot even walk themselves easily and
Come on, have some more.
and is a child. So that's what's so ingenious about this.
Yeah, he's got his little crutch. You know, he's struggling. He's struggling.
We said, why hire a child? Because they're probably just going to run away. I know. We'll make them crippled.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to say make him that way, but Well, I think with the advantage here is he's going to give him a cut, and this guy's obviously needs it, so he's not going to run away.
So it's charity. It's
kind of weird charity.
Well, he's paying him for services rendered.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Probably not very much because he's a kid and kids don't really know how much things cost.
Right, probably just like an extra sip of soup.
You get 3 sips, not 2 sips.
Not 2 sips.
You get 3. But that's it.
No more.
Go get some turtle soup. That everyone knows that in depressed 1800s England, everybody ate turtle soup.
Turtle. I've had alligator, crocodile.
That's cool.
Strips.
You know, I have a fantasy about going down to alligator country.
You're going to say going down on an alligator.
Oh, no.
I was going to be like, that's kind of messed up.
But it's messed up. You automatically thought fantasy meant sexual fantasy.
Well,
okay?
we were talking. Well, fantasy is a word that's generally attributed to sex,
but it's also could just be a life fulfillment activity.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I am proven wrong.
So yeah, I've got this thing. I want to go down to like the Everglades or something and go to like we're like Swamp People, that show where there's nothing but alligators, and I want to live on the alligators' terms for a while. But yeah, they're like one of the only animals that I want to go Hemingway on and decide to like hunt. I have no desire to hunt any animals, but alligators are like, I feel like there's just something about them. They want you to fight them.
Yeah.
They're hissing at you all the time.
They're old school, just like sharks.
Yeah, exactly. You play by old school rules with these guys.
Yeah, they want to be challenged. So there's like 3 minutes left.
I'm trying to finish this guy.
You gonna have time?
We'll try. Well,
obviously, I'm not gonna cut you off, but I'm just curious
what's going on here.
What's going on?
Well, you'll see.
This is an awesome picture, by the way. This is great. It deserves to be finished. I'm just curious.
Developing it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's coming out. See, when Pat always gives me a really good prompt, he'll let me know a couple days in advance, like this is what we're going to be covering on the show, and then I'll have a couple days to think about it. Unfortunately, I don't have as much time as I would like to sit down and draw things out anymore.
I mean, I think you and I both more or less just tackle it the day of.
Oh no, we both do. No, that's what I'm saying. But it's an interesting thing because it really
we have enough time, but we don't have enough time.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Same deal. I spent this whole week trying to
animate.
Yeah. I got the run cycle. I got the character lip sync, which I have to go back and refine. But there needs to be many more mouth expressions, I think. But it's okay. It's not bad. It's something that I could use to try and get a job.
Yeah, well, that's always good.
Do you think Evan went to school for storyboarding, and what I want to do is be a storyboard artist?
Well, I didn't go specifically. I wanted to end up being a storyboard artist. I went to art school. My major was considered design.
Oh, okay.
Was
Well,
it
let's
design?
same things. Well, I thought that you had some knowledge on the practices of
Oh, I do.
storyboard artists, and so my question is, do you think the various animation things that I've done will be enough to get me a job as a storyboard artist, or are they looking for more, scene placement, camera movement, the dynamic perspective, and
Well, I think they're looking for a mix. To tell you the truth, I think they're looking for both people who can do that kind of narrative, and then people who know how to animate, because both are really important.
But you definitely think I need to add a storyboard before I can apply to storyboard.
Absolutely, I would add a storyboard or two in there.
Okay. So now you just need a bunch of bags, right?
Well, the present's gonna be 2 seconds. I mean, just throw some of them in there, some boxes.
This looks cool. I love your cartoon style. I think we have really good competing styles.
Well, for me, it's like a release.
Complementary
It's
styles.
release. Oh, thanks, man.
But this is great because you aren't a cartoonist.
No.
I'm not either, but I had a little more time to practice, and I'm still kind of sucky compared to Disney animators and stuff like that.
Oh, those
But
guys are nuts.
within a matter of weeks, we both sort of gotten, and you especially have gotten to a really cool, unique style of cartooning, and I'm proud of you. I think we need another high five.
High five.
That was a
nice.
low five.
That was a low five. I couldn't really do a high five.
Fucking fail.
He's gonna have his little bag.
So yeah, I like the idea of us doing some kind of a tutorial at some point. I know that our Wednesday show is going to be a sort of comedy TV style thing, but I think at some point we might do like an after hours sort of thing where we do deleted scenes and
Fun stuff.
yeah, and we might show some of our actual work that we've done, for commissioned work. And we might do tutorials, but I've got some ideas to pitch to you after we get off. So
Nice. Oh, we're gonna both get off here.
I think you'll dig it. No, we're not gonna both get off.
Well, I don't know,
Jesus, what's wrong with you,
dude.
man?
I mean, you said it.
Sexual.
All right. Well, see, I jumped to conclusions that time too. I was jumping to conclusions.
God, you made him an awesome Tiny Tim. He's all dirty. And
He's
stuff.
filthy. He's covered in
great.
soot. Of course, he's covered in soot.
Do you wanna finish up the rest after hours?
Yeah, I think we're good here.
Yeah,
I think
this
this
is
is all
great.
good.
Do
all
you
right.
want to scan to mine to show them that too?
Yeah.
And
Let's
then-
go back to Pat's here.
Cool.
Got Pat with his growth,
This
man.
This is one of the first times when I like the comparative. I think they're comparatively great.
They're good in their own way.
Yeah.
They're good in their own way.
But they work well together too. Anyway, thanks for watching DrawKings. I'm Pat,
And I'm Evan.
and we'll see you next time. We really need like a tagline to end these things. You guys should probably vote on that.
Yeah, guys, give us a tagline, please. Just watch.